today we're tackling something a lot of brilliant entrepreneurs bump up against. You've got this amazing business idea, right, a real vision, but then you hit the numbers side, and it can feel, well, overwhelming, like you're trying to figure out a complex puzzle in the dark. How do you bridge that gap between knowing your business and, really knowing your numbers?
That is the core question, isn't it? And it's exactly what we're digging into today. Our source is Apurva Parikh's book, 8 Financial Secrets for Entrepreneurs. It's positioned as a practical toolkit, really aimed at startup founders, MSME owners, small and medium businesses, and anyone who wants to get a confident handle on business finance.
And this author, Apurva Parikh, he's got some serious background here. Our sources show, over 15 years in banking, investment, business finance, advised thousands of entrepreneurs, plus an MBA in finance, law degree, banking qualifications, even an honorary doctorate, and he's a TEDx speaker.
Yeah, quite the resume. His stated vision is all about making financial literacy simple, accessible. He wants to reach, I think, over 100,000 entrepreneurs. And what really strikes me is the focus on practicality. This isn't just theory, so this deep dive. It's about pulling out those core insights from his book, distilling them so you can feel genuinely confident managing your business's money.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack these 8 secrets, because the idea is these aren't just concepts, they're actual steps you can take.
Exactly. And Apurva Parikh argues, quite strongly actually, that the whole journey to financial success, it starts inside, with an inner shift.
Which brings us straight to secret 1. Change your mindset about money. He says a lot of entrepreneurs carry, fear, maybe guilt, or just confusion around money. He even says, and this is a direct quote, "If your money mindset is broken, no business idea will survive." That's pretty blunt. How does the book help bridge that? It sounds a bit abstract.
Well, the core idea is that your beliefs aren't just abstract thoughts. They have real power. The book pushes you to see the difference between scarcity thinking, like being afraid to spend, hoarding versus abundance thinking, where money is seen more as a tool for growth, for impact. It's about getting clear on your purpose and understanding how that clarity actually helps attract financial success, removing those emotional blocks.
Right, so sort of clearing the internal path first. Okay, with that foundation, what's next?
Then we get very practical with secret 2, how to raise funds effectively.
Funding. Yeah, critical stuff. Because businesses fail not just by not raising funds, but sometimes by raising them from, the wrong people or the wrong places.
Exactly. So this secret breaks down the different routes: equity, debt, crowdfunding. But a key takeaway seems to be understanding investor psychology. What are they really looking for? It's not just the idea. It's about crafting a pitch that speaks to their needs, their motivations, and also making that big strategic call. Do you bootstrap, grow organically? Or do you seek external funding, knowing when to do which?
Makes sense. Okay, after funding, we hit secret 3. Borrow smart with credit facilities. Debt, it can build you up or tear you down, right? This is about using it strategically, not emotionally.
And this section gets into specific tools, particularly in the Indian banking context mentioned in the sources, like cash credit, that flexible line against inventory or receivables, or overdraft facilities letting you dip below zero temporarily, working capital loans for those day-to-day costs. The book stresses how vital it is to structure your repayments properly, and crucially, maintaining your CIBIL score or your business credit profile. It's like your financial reputation. Plus, choosing the right banking product for where your business is right now.
That's a lot just on borrowing. Okay, so we've got the mindset, we've got funding, we've got borrowing. Now, understanding the language the business speaks, which leads to secret 4, understand financial statement.
Right, the book's clear. You don't need to be an accountant, a CA.
But you have to get your numbers. This secret is about demystifying those core documents.
Yeah, the profit and loss, the balance sheet, the cash flow report. You learn how to actually read them, how to use them. What story is each one telling you? How can you spot, warning signs before things blow up? And critically, why profit isn't the same as cash.
Oh, that profit versus cash point? I mean, I've seen that trip up so many smart people. They see profit on paper.
But the bank account is empty.
Exactly.
It's a classic and potentially fatal mistake. Understanding that difference is, fundamental for survival.
Okay, so the statements tell a story. How do you measure the health behind that story? That's secret 5. Use financial ratios to measure health, like checking vital signs.
Precisely. Numbers are data, ratios give you insight. This chapter breaks down key ones, liquidity ratios, like can you pay your short-term bills, debt to equity, how leveraged are you, return on investment. It focuses specifically on, I think, 5 must-know ratios for MSMEs, and it shows you how to track them over time, month by month, see the trends.
So you can spot if things are heading south.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or heading in the right direction. But yeah, recognizing when those ratios flash red and you might need to intervene quickly.
Got it. Now on to what the book apparently calls a game changer. Secret 6. Manage cash flow, not just profits. We touched on this, but it hammers home that profitable businesses can die from lack of cash. Cash is king.
Absolutely. This is pure survival skill. You learn practical steps here, how to build cash flow projections, realistic ones, how to avoid that mismatch where money goes out faster than it comes in, strategies for structuring your collections and payments. Really practical advice on how to chase down late payments without ruining relationships. Simple tools for day-to-day cash planning, just to make sure you don't run dry.
So important. Okay, beyond getting and managing cash, banks offer more, right? Things that aren't direct loans but still help, which is Secret 7. Use non-fund-based bank tools. This dives into things like letters of credit, or LCs. Think of them as payment guarantees, super common in trade. Give security to both sides. Then there are bank guarantees, BGs, which back up your promises and contracts without you having to lock up your own cash. And bill discounting, basically selling your unpaid invoices to the bank for quick cash minus a fee.
How do these actually help day to day?
Well, they can massively reduce risk, especially if you're dealing with new customers or suppliers you don't know well. They build trust. The book explains how different businesses trade, manufacturing services can use them, and how to build that necessary trust with your bank and your vendors.
Okay, that makes sense. But are these tools, like LCs and BGs, really for, say, a small startup or maybe a freelancer just starting an agency? Or is it more for bigger established businesses?
That's a fair question. While, yes, a big international LC might seem far off for a tiny startup, the principles are relevant from early on. Managing risk, securing payments, building trust. That's crucial at any scale. And something like bill discounting, getting cash faster from your invoices, that could be a lifesaver for a growing agency's cash flow, even if the amounts are smaller. The book tries to frame it broadly.
Good point. Okay, and the final secret is for those looking outwards. Secret 8, master trade finance for global business. If you want to go international, you need to understand this stuff.
Yeah, import-export finance, currency risk, international banking rules. It can seem daunting. This secret aims to give you practical steps. How do you actually open an LC for imports? What are the real strategies to manage currency fluctuations so they don't wipe out your profit? It provides a sort of step-by-step guide to get you started with export finance, too.
So looking back at all 8, what really seems to make this book resonate, based on the sources, is how intensely practical it is.
Right. It uses relatable examples, apparently in a very accessible, almost conversational tone itself. The key seems to be the action steps after every chapter.
It's not just information, it's do this now. The aim feels like building genuine financial confidence, not just knowledge.
And it seems designed for a wide range. First-time founders, existing small business owners, even freelancers scaling up. Anyone who's maybe felt a bit lost, asking those basic questions like, how do I even approach a bank for a loan? Or what on earth is a balance sheet telling me?
It's about cutting through the jargon, making it less intimidating.
Exactly. Demystifying finance.
So that's our deep dive into Apurva Parikh's 8 financial secrets for entrepreneurs. It really does sound like having a sort of personal finance coach, but specifically for your business, guiding you on what truly counts for survival and then for success.
Which leaves us with a thought for you, the listener. Hearing about these 8 areas, mindset, funding, borrowing, statements, ratios, cash flow, non-fund tools, trade finance, which one, or maybe 2, really jumped out? Which secret feels like the most urgent one for you to prioritize and maybe dig into first on your own entrepreneurial path?